Hey, and welcome to this video here at the Museum Modeler channel. It is June 2016, and you might be wondering, where have I been? I've been doing a lot of building. Before then, I should mention that I had to go and graduate grad school. And so the early part of the year saw much less building than I would have liked in my world. But that's done. I have my degree, yay. And it's full on time here at the Workbench. So I want to give you a quick update as to where we're at. Also, this is to serve the purpose of testing out the new camera. I'm using a Surface Pro 4 to record this, as I was not too happy with the quality of the video on my last attempt, or last few attempts. So we'll see if this comes out any better. All right, so when we last checked in, you saw that I was working on the Guadalcanal build, and it is all finished. 12-inch by 12 inches. This is Dragon's USS San Diego kit, here representing the USS Atlanta, and Tamiya's USS Fletcher kit here representing the USS O'Bannon. This is the morning of November 13th, 1942, Naval Battle of Guadalcanal. Right as the cruiser action is starting, the American van gets a little bit confused. Ships are supposed to turn into columns. Some of them are turning individually. Long story short is the USS O'Bannon gets in the USS Atlanta's way. There's a couple of hard over maneuvers to avoid a collision, so that's what we have occurring here. And also all of these ships' guns are trained based on the Mark 37 directors. They're all trained on the Japanese cruiser Akatsuki, which is a couple thousand yards this way behind me. So it's done. I actually made a ocean diorama how-to video when I built this. Unfortunately, the quality on it is just really bad. And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get anything out of watching it. I have it. I've edited it together. I might upload it one day. But I plan to do another ocean base in the pretty close future, and I'm going to try to reshoot the tutorial at that time so you can see how I come up with bases like this. In the meantime, I have an old write-up that I did on the Museum Modeler blog when I did the HMS Hood build. And it's the same technique I use. I've just tweaked it a little bit, made it a little bit more finessey, as it were. But if you're curious, you can look at that. You can, of course, email me or text me. Don't text me. You don't know my phone number. But you can email me or message me, and we'll get together, and I'll help you out with this if that's what you want to do. All right, so this was fun. I'm glad it's done. It took a little bit longer than I would have liked, thanks to grad school, but it's what it is. All right, you now see, what is this? A piece of armor. Yeah, I was feeling a little bit crazy with the new, or rather recently released, Menka CSU3 I've had this weird soft spot for this armor, this vehicle rather, since I was a kid. I played a featured role in some techno thriller I read as a kid, and so I've always found it to be an interesting vehicle. And Meng's release of it is just astounding. Meng put out a 3D CAD video showing how all the parts go together, and with that, I was just hooked. I got a gift card from Hightown for my graduation, so I was able to use it to go towards this. And I put this together over about 3 weeks. Could have done it a little bit faster, but, you know, life things. It is fully articulated. It's glued down right now, so it's not going anywhere. But it has lots of articulation points. The guns move in unison. Not that you really want to do that. It's not a toy, but if one day you feel like having your turrets elevated versus otherwise, you can change it up if you'd like. So small little features, but it's fun. It's got a good little detailed interior, a good driver's hatch. There's no interior detail in the turret, so you can't have the commander cupola open without it looking really silly or doing a lot of scratch building. But the driver's hatch is a nice touch. Pretty crisply molded. Some of the engineering that went into it is brilliant. For example, there were no ejector pin marks on any visible surfaces on the kit, and there was only one seam I had to fill. So the engineers at Meng really thought their way through when they designed this kit. The tracks, just FYI, they're not my favorite. They're click link tracks, right? So it's not like the take-home tracks on the Saint Chamond where you've got to glue 4 pieces of each track together and kind of make it articulate. These are designed to be articulated. The pins that hold the track links together, though, are really weak. And if you don't get it exactly right the first time, your links aren't going to stick. So what I'd recommend is build them in lengths. Make sure that your join between those lengths isn't a bend. Glue it, and then go on to the next section. Then once everything's in place, it's sagging properly, then go over it again with a little bit of extra thin cement and hold it in place. The grass here is a new product I picked up from my friends at my local hobby town. It's, should have got it out before I started this, by Mini Nature, Mini Nature, I don't know, it's something European. But this is really nice grass. It's 5 and 6 millimeters long, so it's a lot longer than what you normally see with Woodland Scenics. Gives you this nice puffy grass look. And then there's all sorts of little add-ons you can put in this. Different weeds, different tufts of grass, make it look really multicolored. I used autumn weed tufts and autumn grass. I wanted this to look basically exactly like this. And it was easy to do. It took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to do that base. Just some white glue and my standard stained diorama base, and it came together real nicely. So it was fun. It was a good distraction. I've been dabbling in armor a little bit more. Ships are still my first love, but I don't know. I'm getting a soft spot for armor, so help me. If you've been following the YouTube, the Facebook channel, you've seen that. I've been posting more shots of armor as well. So changing up a little bit, but this was this, and it's done. By the way, it represents a ZSU3 that was in the Urals. Let's see. Yeah, it's the number 185 of the Anti-Aircraft Battalion in the 105th Motorized Rifle Regiment in the Ural Military District in 1998. I was going to do one from the First Chechenian War because I really liked the decal marking on it, but the camouflage was just a little bit too boring for me. I wasn't a big fan of it, and I really liked this 3-tone camo, which is all done using Tamiya acrylics, by the way. But that's why I went with this particular piece. Oh, I should mention also the ammo hatches are removable. I haven't glued this one in because I'm not sure yet if I want to pose it open or closed. So I did detail the inside. I don't know if you can see that. Just some of the rounds. So if I do want to open it up and weather it up a little bit more, there's a good foundation from which to do so. That said, the Shilka looks a little bit silly with this hatch open. So we're keeping her closed for now until I decide more permanently what to do. All right, so let's move this guy out of here. You notice a ship behind me. That is the ever-loving Mishima Fuu. Was a full haul, now it's a waterline. Been working on this for a minute now. This was a Christmas gift from my father-in-law, and I wanted to have it pretty well done before he came out here for my graduation, which I was able to do so. I wasn't as far along as I would like, though, because a few weeks before they arrived, disaster struck, something fell, and the aft superstructure was kind of banged up. So I had to fix it, just finished repairing it the other night. Made it a little more accurate, too, because I had to scratch build the masts, and I had made them a little bit too tall, and the design wasn't right. So fixed that, got the rigging on. It's coming along nicely. The piece not glued on right now. Superstructure. I'm using a lot of photo etch. Put this up here. Hopefully that's going to be close. Again, first time recording with this, so not sure if this is going to look good for you or not. But I'm using Flyhawk's photo etch set for this. It's 4 really crazily extensive frets of PE that replace superstructure parts, add in details. All the pagoda mast windows are now PE. So I've done lots of sawing and editing, but it's coming together, I think, really well. And I hope to have it knocked out in about a month or so. The superstructure is just about done. Funnel's done. Aft superstructure is done. 1 turret is there, so I got to knock out 5 more because 6 turrets. There's reasons. Thank you, Imperial Japanese Navy. But 6 turrets total, and then I'm going to start working on the diorama base, which will depict the Fuso as she was under attack on, I want to say, October 24th, 1944. It was the day before the Battle of Leyte Gulf, when she came under air attack from air groups from Enterprise and Franklin. And I will have a couple of SBDs and Helldivers attacking her, depending on exactly what loadout I want to portray. But there's a picture of Fuso under attack at the time. There's a big spray from a bomb miss. I'm going to try my best to recreate that. So there's Fuso. And lastly, I finally took the plunge and became the newest modeler with a Tiger tank in the stash. Yes, everybody has a Tiger. Believe it or not, before yesterday, I did not. I had 52 models in the stash and not a single Tiger tank. So I finally picked this up. This is the Ryefield models offering from last year, the initial production Tunisian Tiger. Never really cared for tigers. I saw Fury. I've seen documentaries, obviously. I don't know. German armor's just always been German armor. There was a really cool documentary I saw on PBS the other day, though, that made me realize the tiger was actually a pretty awesome piece of equipment. No, I'm not a German armor fetishist. Despite the fact that I have a Soviet, or rather a Russian, a Japanese, and a German war machine here. My first love's always been the U.S. Navy, World War II, followed by the U.S. Army Air Corps, U.S. Army Air Force, etc. What can I say? I'm an American. So I'm not a fetishist. That said, it was a beautiful machine. And it deserved to get beat, but it looked good while it was getting beat. So I'm going to do this initial production. Tiger, I don't know in what form I'm going to do. I'm not sure exactly which one. Again, I've had the kit for about 24 hours. So we'll see exactly which one I'm going to pick up. I'm sorry, which one I'm going to start on. There's a wide array of decal options. I'm not going to do a full review of this kit because Adam Mann has done a brilliant one already, a full unboxing and an after action report on his channel. So please go check it out. I'll try to remember to put a link to that in the comments. But that's the Tiger. Now, when is the Tiger going to start? That's the tricky question. I'd like to start it today. I don't know if I'm going to because here at the workshop we are moving. We are relocating. You can't see this, but behind you, most of my paint station's been disassembled. My wife's gotten a really good job offer on the other side of Atlanta. So we are going to be relocating to somewhere over on that side of town in the next month. So I'm having to move the workshop. Now, where I wind up, we're making sure that the place we're getting is going to have room for a new workshop. I'm not going to lose any space. Might even gain some space. It's going to be a new and improved shipyard. But that means that I'm kind of in teardown mode right now. Almost all my paint is put away, with the exception of that Tiger. All of my unfinished, or rather unstarted, my boxed kits, they're all in shipping boxes ready to go. And I'm going to start working on a cradle that'll hold all of my finished kits this weekend. So I'm not really starting a lot right now. That said, an armor piece is pretty easy to move, a lot easier than, say, a battleship that's not on a base would be to move. So I might start the Tiger this weekend after all. Since right now the only build I have going on is Fuso, I like having at least 2 builds going on because of drying times and the need to change things up. So I might start the Tiger this weekend if I'm feeling kind of crazy. That's where we are right now here at the Museum Modeler channel. I've seen a lot of new subscriptions, even though I haven't made a video in many months, 3 months, 4 months, I don't know. Maybe it's more. I haven't made a lot recently, but you're still watching and subscribing and liking, so thank you. Keep liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/themuseummodeler. Please check out the blog, which also is not updated nearly as regularly as I would like. I'm sorry, I'm an awful person. But that is themuseummodeler.wordpress.com. Thank you for watching. If you've got comments, leave them. And with luck, the next time that we check in video-wise, we'll be showing off Workshop 5.0, whatever number we're on right now. The new and improved build area, and you can all be jealous. Now, we'll see where we wind up. But thanks for watching. Have a great day.